everybody, welcome. Today on Make It with Mod Podge, I am creating these adorable vintage gift baskets for Valentine's Day. Look how cute these turn out. I'm just using some dollar containers and doing a napkin decoupage on them with these super cute vintage themed napkins. This is so easy to put together. I'm showing you how to stake up all the candies and everything. Let's dive right into this gorgeous gift. All right, let's get started with these clear buckets and these cute vintage printed napkins. I'm using Matte Mod Podge and some chalk. So first I'm going to tape off the top little curvy section there on my container. That is so that I'm creating a paint line. This is just regular old Scotch tape, and I'm going to paint the front of this with chalk paint. I'm only doing the decoupage on the front. You could of course do all sides if you wanted to. So I'm putting a big thick coat of chalk paint there. That's going to make it so that the colors of my napkin pop through. And you can see here I'm going down over the tape and back down onto my container. You don't want to push the paint up into the tape. And then you're just going to smooth out your brush strokes so you get a nice, clean, finished look. And that will make all the colors of the napkin pop and will be the base. While it's wet, go ahead and peel your tape and you should have a nice crisp line there. So I'm doing this on all three of these. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to show you how they all look when I'm making them. Again, working down the tape, not pushing the paint up under it. That line that we're creating is going to be where we put our napkin to start. So I'm separating the plies of the napkin, just using a little piece of tape to peel back the non-printed part. And then we're just going to cut out our designs. For the decoupage, I'm using Matte Mod Podge because I just like the way that looks. You could certainly use gloss or satin if you wanted to. So I'm doing a pretty thin coat across the entire thing, but I'm making sure every little edge and all the little sections have Mod Podge. Then I'm placing my napkin down and getting it into position. It can be a little bit tricky. You could spray it with a little bit of water if you were worried about wrinkles. I kind of like that vintage look, so I wasn't too worried here. So I'm going to make sure it's really secured down. And then I'm going to let that dry for about an hour before I trim it away and I top coat it. So let's take a look at some of the other cute designs. I just love this one with her little dolly. And you can use your finger, get your finger a little bit wet or put a little Mod Podge on there. You can press on any of the wrinkles to smooth them out. So again, let this dry for about, I don't know, half hour to an hour. And once it's dry, we can trim away the extra and top coat. So for the trimming, I just go right next to the edge and literally cut that away with a pair of sharp scissors. Some people love to sand, use a sanding sponge, and that's fine too. And once it's trimmed up, you're going to go ahead and top coat by adding a thin layer of Mod Podge to the top of the whole thing. It looks a little bit milky there, but it will dry perfectly clear. Now for the inside, I'm going to use a little foam. So I'm just cutting that down to size and placing it in the center. And then I'm going to fill the sides and the tops with this crinkle shred. You could also wrap tissue paper around the foam block. There's lots of different techniques that you could do here. You just want to cover up those sides and put a nice cute topping on the top. Let's grab some silk flowers and some picks, and I'm gonna cut those with my wire cutters, just cutting them down to size. I'm not really measuring or anything like that. For our candy, I've got some skewers and I'm just going to tape them to the back. You could use those foam squares if you wanted to. Also, I'm just using that same clear tape just to tape it to the candy. And you can see those are ready to go into our container. Push it right into the foam. I've got a big candy heart there, some candy boxes, and a bag of kisses. And then you're going to fill in with your flowers and any other small candies that you have. Just poke them in. There's really no right or wrong reason. I like to do a variation of heights of the flowers and a variation of heights with the candies. And we'll take a closer look at this once they're all put together. Look how cute these turn out. I love the vintage look of the napkins and all of the different things that you can fill them with. Thanks for joining me today on Make It with Mod Podge. I hope that this project has inspired you to think about your gift giving and how you can give it a little handmade DIY twist. I'll be back here next week with another fun project to share with you. And until then, have a super crafty week. Bye.